is everyone, and welcome to our show today. It's a brief show today, just giving you guys an update on our latest notification from Facebook. And a day or two ago, we did a previous Dispute 1 video, which followed a video we originally aired during the impeachment, the second impeachment of Donald, the President of the United States. And we were flagged, I guess you can call it, and blocked by Facebook. We were showing simply a restream, a rebroadcast of the C-SPAN stream. As you know, C-SPAN has the government Senate streaming service, which is a public thing. The streams are public, and they, on their website, C-SPAN, it says very clearly that to rebroadcast generally, it is not, permission is not needed to be had. And the reasoning is because it is public affairs. This is, after all, the People's Senate, the People's House here, the People's Government. So we do have a right to it. It's free for us to use and obviously to rebroadcast. And that's what I was doing, simply rebroadcasting what they were showing at the impeachment trial. Facebook gave us a notification that the videos were being blocked, and they also give that little window where it says why they're blocking the video, and the location says worldwide. So it was blocked all over the world where I had it posted, and different groups here and there and whatnot. And then it said, and this is the portion that a copyright claim had been given. Now, we had two separate copyright claims, and one of them was from Disney Enterprises, Inc., which we did the previous video on at Viral Political Machine. We covered the Disney issue. And as a matter of fact, day 2 of the impeachment trial, we were again broadcasting. That's when we realized that we had been blocked on the first video. And I was trying to figure out what is it that we're looking at in the impeachment trial. Of course, they're showing video of what happened at the Capitol building, right? So I'm trying to figure out what part of this broadcast is a Disney production for it to be this, a copyright issue to have been raised, which is interesting. I'm really, obviously someone at Disney, someone who works for Disney, who has access to their Facebook account, has authority to use it, we saw the video and had personal sentiments and whatnot about it, and decided to claim a copyright. I think irresponsibly, But anyway, I don't want to get anyone in trouble there. But I mean, you shouldn't be using. If you have personal feelings, you shouldn't be using the company accounts to try to leverage that power and authority for yourself. I mean, just do it. I'm doing things on my own here, and that's it. I'm not going to use some other organization or something to espouse. Even when I do these political things, I don't involve the church at all that I pastor. I don't involve them in that. This is separate. I do it always after church things are done. I mean, the Sunday is over. I do this usually on Monday. We do our Viral Political Machine broadcasts. So, I keep that, try as much as possible to keep it away from the pulpit and away from my organization. I don't get that involved. But for some people that sit there using, and I think it's an abuse of their corporate ligature, to pull that into the fray. Anyway, so, but that what happens. These are consequences, right? So I have to say, what? Oh, I see. All right, let's try that again. I see. Yeah, I know. That was bad. I'm sorry. I've tried to broadcast to another to the HAPS, and I neglected to activate to go live. Of course, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live without a camera. There, we'll see. It's the only way trying to make this thing work. Hello, everyone. I don't have the camera on because HAPS, I neglected to go live in time, and now after you go live, I'll probably try stopping this. Let me try stopping the broadcast. For them. Let me just try stopping it over there and see if I can. Yeah, it's still saying that I'm broadcasting, but it doesn't. Of course, my cameras are tied in. So I just try to do this, folks. It's just it haps. It's not happy that I'm paying attention to other things. Okay, well, you just let HAPS sit there for a bit. HAPS is good if you don't have another 100 things that you have to do and broadcast to at the same time. But anyway, so that being said, we'll just leave that alone. One of these days, I'll get the hang of it. In either case, Disney raised that dispute, at least some employee there, and we disputed that, and basically, and I gave Facebook the URL of the C-SPAN page where it says in black and white that we're allowed to use to rebroadcast without permission. They don't have to give us permission for that, and so. Of course, it goes through its automated process of sending them a response that, is being disputed, this and that, and my reasonings and blah, blah, blah. And obviously someone has to, sooner or later, hopefully, someone has to actually show evidence. Now, I know this has been a struggle for, can we say Democrats here without getting into trouble? This has been, I guess we have a new notification. This has been a struggle for some people on the Democrat side. Yeah, on the Democrat side. Let me check on this. Let's see. Yeah, that's the HAPS thing that stopped working now. So anyway. So some problem with evidence. Evidence seems to be a challenge for the Democrats' side for some odd reason. But anyway, they want to protest. They got the dispute on. They made a claim, and I made a counterclaim. And on the second day of the impeachment, I was inquiring. I mean, we're seeing all this action going on in the Capitol, and I'm trying to figure out what possibly could there be in this, what we're seeing during the impeachment trial, which was a Disney property for them to claim, So I'm really curious because this is fascinating to me that something involved in the impeachment was actually a production by Disney. I was even looking for the statues or some type of artwork or whatever that could be in the Senate that belongs to Disney or something like that, or some way that they can try to claim that there's some audio or some imagery that belonged to Disney. So I was looking for that and waiting for the response. But in any case, the story is that the next day or two, then they admit that my claim is right, that I do have permission to rebroadcast. They released their copyright claim. I don't know why they started it in the first place. But what it did was remove the video at least immediately. When I was doing the broadcast, it was an affront to my rights to express myself. and just simply to cause problems, to cause difficulty. Although for me, it's not a problem difficulty. What certain individuals don't know is that I broadcast throughout the world. I'm even on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Facebook really is not a significant part of my broadcasting. I always do it because of the facility. I use Restream, and Facebook is one of the many options that we have there to broadcast to. It's not an essential thing, and it really doesn't represent a main portion of my audience at all. I have people, even Bible debaters with me, and atheists who attack me with it. There's only a handful watching. I said, you're the only handful here in Facebook, It gets silly because people have this imagination that this is all that there is to me. There isn't. There's a lot more. So anyway, in either case, we had a secondary copyright claim, and that was from it appears to be a performing artist called Donya. So, and I said, well, how can a Donya with an Arabic, also with a Arabic script at the end of the name there, what is their copyright claim in this impeachment scenario? So I go looking for Donya on Facebook, and I go looking for them on YouTube, etc., etc. And it's a singer or some type of performing artist. And I said, it's impossible that any Arab performer, singer can have anything to do with this impeachment issue at all, and anything that's being shown through C-SPAN. So again, I disputed that copyright claim as well. Let's see. And it just goes to show you, I have people that are from other countries. I've noticed people who support President Biden and whatnot. There's people from other countries who support Trump too. But it's interesting, you got people that used to be in the Ukraine, interestingly, if you know the news, well, it's interesting. They've been in the Ukraine or have contacts in the Ukraine, and from other countries here in the world, and like there's other worlds. So I have a game, so it has to do with other worlds, so that's why I do that. And then make have something to say really about Biden or about Trump. It's outrageous. It's really funny to watch all of this going down. But in any case, this cancel culture that's going out and getting people, Donya obviously could not produce evidence. So the video now has no copyright claims on it, which it shouldn't, because it is a production of C-SPAN entirely. So in any case, it's interesting that we have this cancel culture, that some individuals will do anything possible. Now you see what they're doing. Anything possible to try to knock somebody's video off the air or silence someone, take them off a platform or something like that, and they aren't Republican. The ones who are doing this are not Republicans. And then later on, you watch. Later on, they're going to be accusing the Republicans of doing stuff, just like the protesting that happened. Who were the first people to be burning buildings down and breaking into stores, taking over city blocks? Republicans? There was no Republicans there. That was all the lefts. I can't call them Democrats because I don't know. But I know they weren't Republicans. That we do know. I think everyone can agree to that. But then all of a sudden now it's the Republicans who protest. and who are, disrupting society. Really? I also got a letter from some agencies that we work with, also talking about the protests at the Capitol, how these protests were unprecedented. And I said, well, where was the burning down of the Capitol? Did you see anyone burning down the Capitol? Was anyone, destroying people's lives at the Capitol? Well, yes, of course, there were 2, 3, 4, whatever number of people lost their lives. Actually, I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about making what happened at the Capitol seem like it was a solitary thing, when all throughout the summer previous we had fires, we had takeovers of cities, civil disobedience all over the place, burning down people's businesses, just general mayhem, plus other crimes that were being had. And how isn't that a precedent preceding to this thing in the Capitol? Now, the Capitol thing is an unfortunate situation, and I'm not trying to defend the Capitol thing at all. But the Democrats cannot pretend like they didn't defend the protests that went throughout the country in the summer and anything else that happens. Because right now, after the fact, there are protests and then no one's talking about it. No one's saying anything about it. So are we to understand that now only the left is allowed to protest? The right cannot? It's only Antifa and only BLM that can protest. They're the only ones that have a right to get up and say something. And then when a Republican wants to say something, he gets put off of a platform. You guys got to be freaking kidding me. So again, the Facebook, all the social sites, all your platforms, you all can continue doing what you want. Do it. Okay? I'm not telling you not to, because I know what's coming down after all of that. So you want to go there, then go ahead. Be my guest. Be my guest. It's not like I'm not trying to have you stop. I'm not trying to have you stop. See, that would be the sensible thing. That would be the intelligent thing. That would be, the progressive thing. Let's just all get along. But don't go by that. I want you guys to have your minds win. For now. The synchronous separate. All right. So that being said, we did win this dispute. Something works here at Facebook. At least it's unfortunate that the buttons were there. That they have to have all these buttons because there's millions of people using the platform. So listen, I understand that. And it's unfortunate that people feel that they have to block something that obviously wasn't infringing their rights or anyone's rights for that matter. It's an unfortunate thing. You know what? But I'm bigger than that and greater than that. So I keep moving along. And I suggest that everyone do the same. We are preparing, because of these things and the cancel culture, I have prepared a program, obviously, to cancel the cancel culture, to override it. So these things I'll be discussing for people who join the Vara political machine. And right now, if you go to the URL, you'll see it at the end of this broadcast in just a minute away from ending this. There is an opportunity for you to join. $1, just $1, and you become it's only one position available in every city. So that's it, $1. And you will get the training. You will get this information, this cancel culture thing. We're going to cancel the cancel culture One of the resources I'm providing for only through members of the VPN. It's exclusive gang here, exclusive group, and that'll be the way that we're going to proceed from now on. Okay, so it's canceling the cancel culture only to VPN members. Go to the URL, join us. Let's get this thing straightened out, because the alternative is to let it go unfettered and unlimited, and it's only going to deteriorate into a very bad place. I'm sure everyone didn't like the images they saw on that riot. But if you let things go on the way they're doing it, that was as much as a result of deplatforming, because there was no deplatforming, criticizing and knocking people down, trying to shut them up, trying to impeach. Everything's impeachment before and after the fact. So, again, you guys want to continue this. Democrats want to continue. It's like somebody that doesn't know when to shut up. You understand? So you guys want to keep it going. So you guys keep it going. Like I said, I'm not trying to stop y'all. Y'all can continue. You understand? All you're doing is bringing the finality of it closer and closer, sooner and sooner. So again, like I said, to me, if you want to do that, you go ahead. But I'm trying to slow that thing down. I think that we have better things to do with our time in our lives. Okay, but again, we are not going to let this whole thing just fall apart just on the insistence of madness, ignorance, and stupidity. No, not while I'm alive. You guys can wait till I die. And after that, have at it. But I'm going to try to stop it as long as I have breath. Take care. Great win for us. We continue winning, and we're going to keep going along on wherever we're at. Because, again, if you close me down here, I'm open all over here. And I have ways, I'm from the old days, so and what I mean by that, I was born and I was in business before the internet even existed. I have ways. I know the old way of building things and distribution and networks in the real world. So none of that internet and whatnot, none of that phases me. See, because I know what to do. But y'all don't, right? You guys lose your phone, you're lost. That's the difference, and that's why I'll win in the end. Take care, and see you guys sooner or later. Bye now.